Hello and welcome to episode 9 of the Lonely Knitter podcast. Thank you so much. If you are a returning viewer, hi, welcome back. If you're a new viewer, hi. I'm Laura. I'm coming to you from my studio in the most easterly town in England, that's in Lowestoft, and I don't live here. I spent so long starting a podcast with I live here with my family, my husband, my 2 kids, my dog and my cat, things like that. But it's going to take a while to get me out of the swing of that. I do live in Lowestoft. I do live here, but I don't live here because I now record from my studio space. Now, you haven't seen tons of my studio space yet if you're a returning viewer. I know I said I was going to try and post some videos and bits and bobs to YouTube, and I just haven't had time because everything is all systems go, trying to get everything sorted. I'm doing it all on my own, building furniture, still trying to actually maintain my business so that I can pay my bills, obviously, which now include a huge rent, and I also run a yarn show. So if you are totally new here, I am the dyer behind The Lonely Knitter. I've been dyeing yarn for 4 years now. Wow. I have a few knitting patterns. I'm mainly knitting. I crochet with help from my friends. And I also run East Anglia Yarn Festival, which is a yarn show in Norwich. Please excuse me, my voice is in and out. I don't know what's going on. Yeah, got my big Halloween cup because it's July, so of course I have a big Halloween cup. So this is where I come to chat about all things crafty in my life, just because I'm a chatter, as you'll come to know if you don't know me already. If you know me already, if you know me already, you know I don't shut up. I can't stop talking. It's a character flaw, I know. So today is episode 9. Now, when I say it's episode 9, if you are new here, you may see that I have a ton of other videos on my channel. That is just episode 9 since I took a bit of a refresh, a new start. I have tons of back episodes. I'm not going to take them down. They're all part of the journey to get where we are now, and it's been quite a journey. So I'm sure I'm going to forget to say stuff, but you can find me on Instagram as Folk Yarn Studio. Yeah, that's where you can find folk yarn, which is the other side of my business. So I have my hand dyed yarn, which is my crafty passion. I love dyeing yarn, and then there is my folk yarn, which is a sort of passion project. It's an East Anglian yarn, so it is 100% British wool, supporting East Anglian farmers. It is yarn sourced from East Anglian based farms, sheep from East Anglian farms. All that fibre is taken to Yorkshire. It's a unique blend. No one else has what we've got, and it's spun up there. Some of it's dyed, some of it isn't. It all comes back to me in Lowestoft, and then I hand dye some of it, yeah, and sell it. There is it's just kind of I'm really passionate about bringing something back to our local community as well, and having a further reach than just me dyeing yarn. Used to be in my utility room, but it is now only just now into a studio space. So I have not put my watch on silent, so I am pinging away. I haven't got tons of time because today is a crazy busy day. I do some volunteer work for a local school as well, which I'm not sure I just don't have time. I don't have any time at the moment, but at the moment I do volunteer work for our local school. And I also have Friday, so it's brownies day, and I help out with brownies, and I have my dad's birthday this weekend, and we're going out for dinner tonight, and it's all these things. So you know, a ton of things as always, as I know everyone feels. There's always a ton of things. So I don't have tons of time, and I thought rather than not record at all, because I miss you guys and I wanted to record, I would record a few little clips. I'm going to put, say the basics of a podcast, put that into the video, and also splice in some of the little along the way vloggy bits. I might put them at the end, I'm not sure, of the studio, so you guys can get a little bit of an overview of how the studio's gone. what the space looked like when there was nothing in it at all. And then as I've slowly started to fill it, it's not done. I have 1 week until open day, so that is something that I needed to remember to talk to you about, and I've definitely forgotten completely. That is next Saturday, so tomorrow is the 6th, so it's the 13th. 13th. I'm sure it's the 13th. Can't keep a thought in my brain. The 13th of July. If you are near Lowestoft or you're fancying a little seaside holiday for the weekend, I will have the first ever folk yarn studio open studios day. It is just a day when I'm gonna be here. The studio will be open. You can come in, squish yarn in person. I have lonely knitter hand dyed yarn. I have folk yarn. I have so much more. I'll talk to you about that in a little while. I have so much in this space, but it's not just so you can come and squish it and hopefully potentially, if you fancy it, make a purchase, because that would be great because everything is very, very expensive at the moment. And yeah, but it's also like a bit of a social, a bit of a chance to like connect. I feel like I never get time anymore to sit and chat, and I will take 5 minutes out here and there to just like chat to people that I have met through this community, which has been the absolute lifeline for me of being a parent, a working parent, a small business owner, transitioning from a hobbyist into a small business owner hobbyist, because it's still a hobby. If you hear any sort of weird background noises or seagulls, that's just the building noise, because this is a shared building. But yeah, so the social side is the bit that I miss the most, and it's also the bit that I quite often don't have the time to jump back into, because between the children, between the volunteer work, and then between the work that I need to do just to keep on track with all the ideas that are always flying around in my brain, I miss my friends. So if you're about, if you want to come, I genuinely don't know if anyone's going to turn up. I have no idea. I have talked about it a little bit on social media. I'm going to put a little bit more on it. Can't talk at the moment. A little bit more on there over the next few days, just to sort of clarify. But it's 10 a.m. till 5 p.m. I'm going to go for a long day for probably the first time, maybe the only time, I don't know. And just come over, have a little look around. But if you want to bring a project and come and sit and knit, I have a sofa, I have an armchair, I have a really long footstool, I have a big dining table with 8 chairs around it. I have space, and maybe loads of people will turn up and I won't have any space anymore, which would be lovely. But I honestly don't know if anyone's going to come at all. I need to maybe put up some sort of Google form where people can go, yes, I'm definitely coming, or like, I'm going to come, or yeah, so I can get a bit of an idea, because I want to also get cake. I was just going to buy, or I was going to actually see if my friend would make some just tray bake and have some cake, and I have a coffee machine, and yeah, so just that's not something I'm selling or anything. It's just if you fancy coming down and having a coffee, having a drink, bit of cake and a chat. I'm not getting that much cake, so I genuinely don't know who's coming. So it might just be me and 3 or 4 of my lovely, lovely friends who said they'll come, and a whole load of cake, in which case we win, guys, we win. If tons of people turn up and the cake is all gone, I'll feel awful, but at least I won't be left with loads of cake to try and eat before it goes off. So I think that was one of the things I want to talk about, is that I have been prepping like crazy for open day. I am on the edge, guys. I am on the edge. I have so much left to do. It's unreal. There are so many stumbling blocks, so many things that have happened that have meant that I've been like suddenly 10 steps back. But hopefully by the end of, I'm hoping Wednesday next week, there'll be massive, massive steps forward in everything here, which will mean that the Thursday and the Friday, which are actually really, really busy days for me, it's things like Friday's always busy because it's things like brownies and stuff like that after school, but I think also next week is sports days and stuff like that for my children. So yeah, I am just gonna be on the edge. Anyway, actually into the bits that people want to talk about, the only bits that like are actually interesting. I have been making, but as I'm sure you can imagine, a lot of the time that I've had over the last little while has been massively taken up with studio stuff, building furniture. I have been getting, I've got a coffee table off of Facebook Marketplace and painted it and sanded it and painted it and done all the stuff. And I have, yeah, I've done that with quite a few little bits. I have built a corner unit thing out of multiple IKEA Kallax and pieces of MDF and worktop vinyl. It's been a whole art attack over here for quite a while. But there are a few things that I have finished and I'm going to share them. So the first thing is something you haven't seen before, but it's a little open-closed sign. I had spoken last time about Mary Maxim kits and I wanted to make some. Now, I don't know if I shared this. I think I just said I've got some of these kits and there's one that I want to make. Well, I didn't get to see the person that I was going to give it to. So I have made the kit and I am about to put it in a box and send it off to the person. And hopefully they'll get it before this goes live. But this is what I made. And it was a Mary Maxim kit and it is plastic canvas. It's like cross stitch, but it's not cross stitch, it's in the holes. And then yeah, but it's a little gnome. I know that this is Christmas. I mean snowflakes and Father Christmassy gnomes, but I have friends who are into gnomes all year round and I feel like one particular friend would really appreciate this. And she probably will think, what a nutter. And that's fine. If she wanted to give it away, that's absolutely fine. But she also has a yarn studio and hasn't had it for a massively long time. And I wanted to make her a open, like a congratulations, well done, studio studio warming present. So I've made her this little plastic canvas tissue box cover. I'm not going to give her this half-used box of tissues. I have an actual fresh box of tissues that I bought to put inside it. So now that I've shown you guys, I'm going to put this in a box and I'm going to try and get this sent tomorrow at the latest. She might, I don't know if she would receive it before this video goes live, but I have a feeling she would be too busy to see this video before it arrives. And if it doesn't, then when it turns up, she'll know. She's going to know. If she saw this before it came, she'll know anyway. But I don't think she'll mind. So here we go. First finished thing. No, second finished thing. Because this is the first finished thing. So basically, I used the leftover parts of plastic canvas because I don't want to waste any of it on my open closed sign for the studio. This is on, I've just got one of these suction cups and it just sticks onto the door and I can flip it around. Now, 99.9% of the time it's going to say closed, and it has said closed so far, but I just thought it'd be really cute on open studio day to flip it. So whilst next Saturday is my first open studio day, I haven't decided yet what I'm going to do in terms of future open studios. It all depends on how this one goes. If this one goes really badly, no one turns up and it's just not worth it, then every now and then randomly I might just say, oh well, I'm here and I'm working, but I'm doing something that it's okay for me to be interrupted with, so if anybody wants to come 10 till 2. If no one turns up at all, I might just never do it again. But I know there are some of my very lovely friends who are coming. Yeah, I genuinely have no idea what to expect. But I thought I'd make a fun little sign and not waste a little bit of leftover plastic canvas. And this is just some hand-dyed yarn. And I literally just made a chart on some squared paper and then stitched it on. So it wasn't very difficult. And then I attached, it was 2 pieces of plastic canvas, and then I put a piece of white card in the middle so that you couldn't see through, because in some light you could see through it a little bit. So I put some white card in the middle and then I stitched all the way around and attached the 2 pieces together to make my little sign. So that's been hanging in my door. And the last thing, I know some people would argue that this is not finished, but I don't care. So, because right now I have no time, no spoons, no brain space, and my son wants this thing and he's happy with it how it is, so it's finished. So I think last time I showed you this, it is some squares that I had floating around. They're all my own hand-dyed yarn apart from a few that I squished in at the end. So I have, I think 1, 2, oh that's mine. I think there are 3 in here that are not my yarn, which is fine. But my little boy saw these and he wanted me to put them together. I was explaining that I'd originally thought to put these together into a little blanket, and he said, is it for me? And I couldn't say no because my children are incredibly knit and crochet worthy, fibre worthy, yarn worthy. So I have crocheted them together, so very badly I'm sure, because I have no crochet skills and I have not done this before, but he is incredibly happy. It's actually for his toy octopus, which is tiny. It will happily cover him because my little boy is very small. He's 4, but he's little for his age at the moment. So I started to weave in ends, as you can see, because look. But that's the only bit, because look, we're all a mess on the back. Now he keeps trying to take it off me, and every time I'm like, I'm still going on these, guys, and I've been doing a few a night. Because it's not just the edgings, a lot of the squares did not have their ends woven in either. So he kept going to me, I don't care, I want it now, I like the tassels, he goes. So I am going to pass it off to him. I was also going to put a white border around the edge, and I was trying to explain to him, I want to put a bit around the edge and I want to sew those ends in, mate, and then you can have it. And every single time he went, I want it now. So I'm giving in, because the studio, everything is so much and he wants it, and I can't be bothered to fight with him if he's happy. So this is now going to come home with me and he can have it back, and I've just I've given up on that one. So those are the things that I have that are finished, and there is a really loud noise and I think it's inside the building. So those are the things that I have finished, but I've also finished so many other things. Like I have built tons of IKEA furniture, and I have refurbished little bits of furniture to go in here, and I have done IKEA hacks and all the other things. So this studio is feeling like a whole collection of finished objects, and yeah, I'll show you a little bit along the way at the end, so you'll get to see what I mean. But when the studio is totally done, that will be my biggest FO, and I will do a video tour, and I will really try and make it so that you can sort of see and feel it even if you're not really here, and you know, just know what it's about, because it's fun and it's a bit of a dream come true. So yeah, anyway, Chris is now coming in, so but I'm videoing, I'm not live. Okay. And I'm not talking to anyone, I'm talking to myself like a crazy person. Bye. My studio has like a sink and like a kitchenette area and a bathroom and things like that. That's the extractor fan's going now because he's walked through, and yeah, so I have all of that, which Chris doesn't have in his space. My husband rents a space in the same well, technically not the same building, but he's just opposite me, and for his business, and so now he doesn't have those facilities, so now he uses my facilities instead of the communal facilities, which is fun for me. So those are the things that I finished. My door sign, blanket and tissue box cover. I know, not really blanket, but oh well. My whips. Okay, well, this is a whip technically. This is an arm knitted blanket. It was one of the first ones that I practiced on, and it has twisted stitches. I can't decide if I love them or hate them. I'm leaving it because I'm about to make another one. I know how to not twist the stitches, and I couldn't decide if I wanted it as an option or not. So it is bye. So it's here and I love it, and I love the colour, and I'm very happy with it, and I'm about to make a very pretty blue one, but it's also sort of a work in progress because I have been teaching my friends to make them as well as sort of practice, because I would like to offer a class here. So there are shops in our local area, yarn shops, amazing yarn shops, who offer learn to crochet, learn to knit classes. They're amazing. I don't want to take anything from them, and I don't want to fight them for their customers or anything like that. I don't want to put pressure on them at all. I want to offer something a little bit different, but I want to do classes because they're fun and I want to. So I've been looking around for like multiple ideas, and this is one of them. Things that aren't done in the local area, in those local shops that I can see, I haven't seen anyone offer. And arm knitting, the extreme knitting, it just looked a bit of fun, and I've really enjoyed learning it. So it is going to be a class I'm going to offer, and it will be on sale on my website probably when this video goes live, actually. So if it is, I'll link it below. If it isn't, I'll explain below. But yeah, I'm going to put a date up for a first class. It's not going to be a huge class. I wouldn't have more than 6 people, I think, just for my first class, even though I have practiced, just to see how we go. And it'll be a bit of fun. Like, it'll probably be an hour and a half. Teas, coffees included, a few little snacks. And you go away with this massive chunky blanket. But you also have the giant balls of jumbo yarn, roving, really. to make the blankets as well here, so that if there was anybody that really wanted one, they could come in, they could pick a colour and they could just take that away if they didn't want to come and do a class. So yeah, I have tons of ideas, and that is one of my well, technically this is one of my finished objects, except I'm calling it a whip because I can't decide if I want to have options for people to see a twisted stitch blanket and a straight stitch blanket, or if I just want to pull this one out and put it back in and not have twisted stitches. So I haven't decided. What else is there? It's on my iPad. My notes are on my iPad. I have notes, guys. I have notes. And the other thing, and I've put aside, so for my last episode you'll have seen that I had quite a few whips and ideas and things that I wanted to do. I have had to put them to one side and say, okay, you need to focus on studio stuff right now. Once the open day has happened, once you have got onto a level footing and you're happy and you're like, we are systems go, we're good, then I can start having some of my personal projects back, some of my folk yarn projects back, some of those other things, because I'm overwhelming myself, upsetting myself, and just feeling loads of pressure over stuff that I really don't need to feel pressure about, because ultimately, whilst this might be my business now, it's also my hobby, it's also the thing I love, and I don't want to lose that. And I know there's a lot of people in our community who feel the same, that there are so many crossovers with hobbies, and then when it becomes your job, and you just don't want to lose the thing that you love, you know? Okay, so that leads me into the other thing I have been trying to do. It's not working yet, not 100%, but this is my first little thing. So I have big plans on how to change this and make it look better. So I want to make a wildflower bouquet to have in the studio. It's been an idea since before I even had the studio. It's like, when I get a studio, I'll have all these decorations. I want a vase with a wildflower bouquet in it. It's all knitted and crochet. Actually came from the idea because I have a Lego wildflower bouquet kit that I'd been wanting. Well, I didn't have it. I wanted it for ages. I know that I am 34 and don't need this Lego set, but I really wanted it, and my friends have it, and I wanted a Lego bouquet in my living room. And my lovely husband actually bought it for me for my birthday, which was a couple of weeks ago now, and I just couldn't stop thinking that I would love it knitted in yarn, have it in the studio, and as an option for people to have kits for and make themselves. But I want to make the flower patterns. Now, all of the flower patterns that I had seen and tried to do when I was originally thinking I just want to make a bouquet and have it in the studio didn't come out how I wanted them to come out, or didn't look quite right, or just weren't quite the thing that I wanted. And this also is not quite the thing. This is a lavender stem, so I think I've started quite easily, and I was going to just start with a lavender stem, and I want them to be knitted. There's so many that are crocheted and I love that, but I am not a skilled crocheter, and I loved the idea of trying to make them knitted. So this is my first lavender stem. It's not blocked. There's too much green here. It's too chunky around the top, I think. I want to have it a bit more like this, which I'm using stiffening spray, starch sprays to like stiffen it up a little as I do it, but I think it actually needs to be a little bit thinner in the center. So this is, and it's got a I haven't got a spare one, but it's got a green flower stem, wire flower stem inside. So this is my first go at a lavender stem. I am probably not going to get this finished well, I know I'm not going to get these finished for Studio Open Day because there's no way, but I'd love to have just a few little bits of lavender in this vase. And yeah, so this is my first go. I do like it, it is cute. I'm not going to undo it because it's my first go, and I like that I'll have like a progression through, but I already have ideas for the next one and how I'm going to make it look a little more lavendery at the top and change this bit. And yeah, so my first go at lavender. To do this, and I want to do all flowers, I need certain colours. So that's been part of the fun, oh my gosh, the fun of getting back into dyeing now that I am finally all set up to dye in the studio. So I am dyeing at the moment up a storm. I need to stop and work on in stock yarn, so I have something here for open day. But what I have been dyeing up a storm on is Advent. I am still absolutely overwhelmed by how many people got behind my Doctor Who Advent. It is more Advents than I have ever had to make before by a very long way, more than double. And I am over the moon happy. I'm over the moon. So I want to get started and I want to be really ploughing through, and I am. I've got no issues. I've done so much already and I'm feeling really happy about it. But I also have these round pots that I don't use for Advent dyeing, and those can cook away with other things going on. So I have been dyeing up the colours for my wildflower bouquet, and I have the blues. Look at the blues. I have the orange and yellows. Ooh, we're a bit saggy. Now I'm just dropping them. Orange and yellows. And then I have some pinks and purples. So I am absolutely, completely and utterly in love with making these, and they're just tonals, and I only made them because I wanted to have a go at making this flower thing. They look like a good bouquet as they are. Could put that in a vase. But I have a few sets, and I thought I'll have them for open day as well, so I might as well just make them up. But yeah, I love them. I love them. I love the colours. They're making me really happy. These aren't my ones. My ones are all living in an ugly, reused about 50 million times. It's not actually ugly. I'll take that back. They're not ugly. IKEA Ziploc bag or press lock bag. I don't think they're ugly, but this one is because it's a bit battered. But I have my own set in here, and then I have 3 greens, and I also have a brown that I'm not quite sure is dark enough for the inside of sunflowers. I haven't decided yet. But I have these 3 greens here as well. So yeah, I'm all systems go, and that takes me into the needles that I'm using. I'm using 2.75mm ChiaoGoo DPNs at the moment. That links into something else for the studio, which is that I have become a ChiaoGoo needle stockist. None of this is on my website yet. I need until after open day. I need to go through, price everything. There's been a lot going on, and I don't want to drop the ball with Advent and the people that have trusted me with Advent. So whatever happens, I just need to keep it going, make sure that I can deliver on everything. Basically, I want to deliver on everything I promised before I start to offer more things. People bumping around in the building. So I have these. I have ChiaoGoo needles. I have a selection of ChiaoGoo needles. I'm very excited. You will notice that these are double points, and I'm using them as single point at the moment because I have put needle stoppers on the end, and I have a whole selection of needle stoppers here at the studio and more coming. But one of the ones that I really wanted to get, because I've had needle stoppers loads of times before, but as I was getting more, I was like, I want to get some fresh ones. I want to get some that I haven't seen other people have, and some that are a bit me. And I got Pac-Man and little ghosties, and they're so cute. And I have loads of the Pac-Man, but I have loads of the little ghosty guys in different colours as well. So I've got, my voice really is going, I've got blue, I've got, or like a, yeah, it's blue. I've got red, I've got pink. That might be it. I thought it was another colour. My brain has gone. I have multiple little Pac-Man and ghosty guys. So they're bringing me all the joy. Every time I look at them, they make me smile. So yeah, so these ones are living with me. And that's my next idea thing. And that's all I'm putting on my plate right now, because if I put more than that on my plate for what I want to try and get done before the next podcast episode, I'm gonna break. There has been so many times when I've just sat in a corner and had a little cry. In the last month, it has been a bit of a lot of stuff. There's only one of me, and there's lots of things I want to do. So yeah, I really am losing my voice. Sorry guys. Woo, it's all gone a bit funny. Come back, ghosty. Okay, so I'm going to go on to stash enhancement. Oh my gosh, I'm going to put this on the internet anyway. I'm going to go on to stash enhancement. And actually I'll start with this because it ties in very nicely. Now technically this does not belong to me, it belongs to my business. But as I'm the one carrying it around, my business is a limited company, so I've set it up as a limited company so that I can run everything through it easily and keep everything nice and straight and separate for my accountant. And this means that this doesn't actually belong to me, it belongs to my business. But I'm the one who gets to use it, so yay. Now, I have had a ChiaoGoo interchangeable set before. The small set. I lose things. Everyone knows I lose things. I am awful at losing things. It is a sad, sad situation, my small ChiaoGoo set. And I decided that as I was stocking ChiaoGoo, I would love to have an example of a complete set for the studio, but also I would be able to use those needles. My plan, and the reason I'm not really getting into this too much in terms of using it yet, is that I will, before I open this up, use it and start to mess around with it, I would like to film a video going through what you actually get in this, because I have done research before to try and see what you get in these interchangeable sets, and I haven't had much joy. So this is going to be the one that I'm going to sit down and film a video going through what is actually, the lighting's a bit rubbish, but I've just realised that my lighting's really rubbish, and it's because my studio lighting has broken. I have a studio light, I need to buy a new one, it's broken, and I'm in a spot in the studio that doesn't get natural light, so I need to sort that out for next time, sorry. But yes, so it's all new, I haven't used it at all yet. I want to do a video, I want to talk through what you actually get. I want to talk to you the price and whether or not I feel it's worth it, like compare it to other needle sets and compare it to if you just bought a built your own basically set from tips and cables to suit your own needs, and just show a good comparison of price and things like that. Maybe there are other people on the internet who've already done that with these, but I haven't seen them, and it would have helped me. So whilst I do have this new thing, shiny new thing, I'm not going to use it until I have done a video. And I'm keeping it in another one of these IKEA bags because I use these a lot. I don't throw them away, I reuse them over and over again, so they just get more and more tatty looking. But I also have a couple of other tips and cables that I would like to try out, and that I think would be good additions to having this set, because this actually doesn't come with all of them, even though it is the complete set. So that's the first thing, stash enhancement wise, except it's not actually mine, it's the business's, and I haven't used it yet. Obviously I've been using Chowgo needles as my favourite needle for years, and again, when I wanted it to be a needle stockist, I wanted blah, 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 blah. I knew I wanted to have needles in stock here and have some stock needles, but I wanted them to be the ones that I really loved, which it is Chowgo. It's always been Chowgo for me. As soon as I used them for the first time, I was like completely converted, and no one around here stocks them. There isn't a single shop in, like, I don't even know if you can get them in Norwich. It is a long way to be able to go to a shop and sit and use a Chowgo needle, try it out, and I want to give people that option here as well, because I think they're brilliant. So yeah, these are the ones I'm using though, these DPNs, for this current project. Other stash enhancement, I have one skein from the Fibre Fox. Now this is the Midsummer colourway, and it is Luxe socks. It's the same sock base that I use, which is 75% superwash merino and 25% nylon. So it's the same sock base that I dye with, and I loved this colour. But also it was coming out, I think it was like on my birthday weekend, or it was very close to my birthday, and I was having a bit of a slump, and I thought I'm just going to treat myself to something really pretty. Georgie, the dye behind the Fibre Fox, my nails are disgusting by the way, but I've been dyeing loads. Georgie, the dye behind the Fibre Fox, is one of my closest friends and a beautiful dyer, and you've come to tell me it's time to go, I know. Can I have 2 more minutes? Thank you, please. She is an absolutely beautiful dyer, beautiful yarn. Chris is going to tell me it's time to go because it is time to go and I'm not ready. I had massive FOMO because I hadn't got any clubs this year at all, and I really, really, really wanted a club. I was really good at the beginning of the year going, I've got too many things that I haven't worked with and too many things that I haven't done, and then as the months went through, I was like, I want a club that turns up every month, because I'm not doing my own clubs this year, so I'm not adding to my stash that way, because I have taken a year off of making clubs. And one of my lovely, lovely, lovely friends, Helen of Giddy Yarns, who is also an amazing dyer, had a rainbow club, and I just messaged her and I was like, is there any chance you have any spares left over from earlier months? Because this is a while ago. Again, I haven't podcasted in quite a while. I think I uploaded about 3 weeks ago, but it was way before that I actually filmed the video. So she said yes and came to my rescue. But also I love that I now I get that feel-good feeling of not just I get this gorgeous yarn, but I also get to support another small business, one of my friends' small businesses. And again, this is my hobby side. And yeah, so I got the Rainbow Mini Club. So I'm going to show you. You should have all had this if anyone else had it. If you have the Mini Skein Club from Helen, the rainbow one, and you haven't received yours, maybe look away. But I got the first 5 months or 6 months, 5 months, January, February, March, April, I think that's how we did it, and May. So I got the first 5 months in one go. So sorry about the crinkling. But we have January, February, March, April, May. And then this one just turned up. So if you haven't had yours, look away. June. So they're so pretty. They're so cute. And I also feel good about this because Ellie really wants the rainbow Lay Family yarn blanket that I'm making. I want that for me. I'm not sharing that. I want that for me. It's mine. But I might consider letting her have a project made out of this one, or trying to teach her to make something, and maybe we'll see, letting her use that eventually. I don't know. But yes, this is Giddy Yarns, my lovely friend Helen, and yeah, check out her website because she's brilliant. So that's all of my stash enhancement, I believe, but I've not checked my notes because I'm not used to having notes. Oh, my birthday swap. No, okay, so I am friends with 2 amazing women who both have their birthdays in June, and so is mine. And I do a swap with them each year. So it started from me and Sharon of the Knitting Project podcast. We used to swap advent calendars. We used to make up scrappy advent calendars and swap them. And then we both realised that, or she realised, actually, I think it was Sharon, that she was swapping with a lot of people, stacking up all of these things, and it's lovely, but it's a little overwhelming in December and you have a lot. But as me and Sharon and one of Sharon's other friends, who's now become one of my friends, have all got our birthdays in June, how fun would it be to have something throughout June instead of the one we do in December, so that we get a little bit of joy in the middle of the year too? And I think it's a brilliant idea. So what we do is we swap scrappy little bits of sock yarn, leftover bits from projects, and I think we do 5 grams for each day. So I send 15 to Brendy, I send 15 to Sharon, and they both send 15 to me, and like we all do that, so we all end up with 30 little parcels. And then we had some extras. So this basket, which was in one of my parcels, has all of the little, oh no, not anymore, it doesn't, all of the little minis from there, which I'm addicted to, even though I haven't used them in ages, but they will go into a blanket in the end. And then we send each other a few, there was some little other bits included in the parcel, and then also a birthday gift. So Brendy, I'm sure this is Brendy, I have this gorgeous bag, which now I've shown you, I love it, is, I think, perfect for my wildflower project. So that's all going in there. And then I have this little Notions, it's like a tray. You open it up like a tray, which I'm super excited to use. I have a gorgeous little tin. There's like a bobbin. And then I had a notebook, which is dot grid. I love a dot grid notebook, love it. I have this beautiful sock set from Lay Family Yarn, which is lace hankies, oh, so delicate. And then I have this little, I would use it as cake cozy, this little cute little bag, and it says Homebird Makes. It's from Homebird Makes. And then a key ring and a little gnome. A poppet. Now, this is an idea that I've seen before and I really wanted to do, and then this came and I was like, yes, it is a clever idea. It is an impromptu row counter. So if you've got it just sat next to you and you're counting like rows on something little, or you have nothing, you just pop it through. Oh, 1 row, 2 rows, 3 rows, 4. But I do have to mark it in some way because I need to fight my child for it because she thinks it's hers. I've got some mints and birthday cards from my lovely friends. These magnetic page markers and a whole load of needle stoppers. Little needle stoppers that are all different from the ones that I've had before. And then I Love Knitting stickers, this little book of stickers. How cute are they? So that was my birthday swap. So very quickly, because Chris is desperate to go, we're going to the shop and then we've got to get home and I need to do things for children. So he is right. It's the time I told him we had to go. But yeah, so that's all my stash enhancement, all of my lovely things. And the only other thing that I really wanted to talk about today was a giveaway. Now, my last giveaway was claimed and has gone out, which means that I can put up another giveaway, which is amazing. So I would like to run a knit night here at the studio regularly in an evening. And so I will need to charge for it because it will be electric and it will be time and it will be teas and coffees. All of that will be included, proper coffees like on my coffee machine, and you know, squash and other things that I would need to pay for. And there's no obligation to buy when you're here, but it's just a case of come and have a social, but I would need to charge for it. It wouldn't be more than £5. It would also include snacks, so, or nibbles, snacks, nibbles. So if you would like to enter this giveaway, all you need to do is include the word snack in your comment below. So if you comment on this video and put the word snack, and then I'll announce the winner on my next video. But this is what you could win. So this is a skein of yarn from one of my clubs last year. This is the August Clubhouse yarn. So it's a Disney inspired out of the Clubhouse colourway, and it is the colourway Ducks in Love, and it's 75% superwash merino, 25% nylon, and it is, so it's a sock weight yarn, 100 grams, 425 meters. So this is my standard, my luxe sock base, which is the sock base that I use. And yeah, so if you would like this little cutie and a little Pac-Man and a ghost. So these and this, if you'd like them, just comment below this video, include the word snack. If you would like to tell me what snacks you would like to see, I'd love that, because it would really help me, because otherwise everyone's just going to get what I like, which is mainly cake, and I feel like a lot of people don't have issues with cake. But yeah, what snacks would you want to see at a knit night? Comment below. Even if you haven't got a suggestion, you just want to put the word snack into your comment, that's absolutely fine. And I'll draw for this next time. As always, all of my giveaways are always like open worldwide. There's no restrictions on that at all. And yeah, so next time I put a video up, which is probably going to be a couple of weeks away because everybody knows I'm very slow. When I say a video, I mean a podcast video. So if I get the chance to put up a little anything about the studio, it won't be that video that it's drawn in. I have to go because otherwise I might get shouted at because it's like, you wanted to go. But yeah, I just wanted to say thank you so much if you've got this far, if you've watched my ramble, and hold on for a little bit of vlog towards the end of the studio, a few little pictures, little bits and bobs. But thank you so much, as always, for making me so much less of a lonely knitter. The front door and around the room. This is where I'm gonna die, and then kitchenette, and then this door over here goes into the main building. It should be locked. I don't use this door. Yeah, it's locked. Can't get in. And then here's my loo. Yay!